Hello everyone, we will be doing these problems from this paper with algebra blocks. Please pay close attention what is happening, okay? Number 1 says 6x plus 5x. Now what does the x look like? Does it look like this? No, it's too small. That is a ones block. This is a x block, and this is a x square block. Okay, so let's think about this. We are adding 6x plus 5x. Let's put this on the mat. Now, okay, so this is our mat. Okay, so we got 6x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, we'll go on this side, or we'll go on this side. Well, this side is negative, this side is positive, and if we look at number 1, it just says 6x. So we just assume that is a positive because there's not a negative sign in front of it. So, therefore, it is positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Positive 6 on this side. Now, it says add 5x. So, there's not a negative sign. So, that means we're going to add 5 on the mat. Positive 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is added on the mat on the positive side. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It says 11. Okay, so 11x. Let's look at the answer again. The problem. 6x plus 5x. It will be 11x. So that looks great. Question 2. It says add or subtract. It's negative 5 plus negative 6. Really observe this problem because it has a negative sign. So when it says a negative 5 on the mat, so we're going to use these again? No. It didn't say negative 5x, so we don't use these. We use these. They're ones. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it said negative 5. So that means this 5 goes on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the side, on the negative side. Okay? And it says add negative 6. So add means we're going to add it to the mat. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And observe that again. We're adding negative 6. That means this 6 is going to go on the negative side with the negative 5. Now we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So negative 5 plus negative 6 would be a negative 1. Okay? So when we look at this, negative 5 plus negative 6, see how they're both the same sign? It's like adding them, but you keep the same sign. So it's negative 11, and that's it. Okay? And don't forget that sign. Okay? Okay, for number 3, it says add or subtract. Okay? So, this says 2x minus negative 6x. So we're going to put this on the mat. Remember, these are the x. It says 2x. And see, there's not a negative in front of that 2x. So that means it's going to go on the positive side. So it goes on this side. Okay. And since we're subtracting here, that's what that means. That means we're going to take away. Take away. And it wants to take away negative 6. But, you see, we don't have negative 6 on this side. See, we have to do, because we don't have that negative 6, we're going to have to do 6 0 pairs. And this is what it looks like. See how one's on the negative side and one's on the positive side like that? That's a 0 pair. So we need 6 of those. One, two, three, 4, 5, and one more. Now we got our 6 0 pairs here. We don't do nothing up here. And that subtract says it's going to take away negative 6. So that means we have to take away the negative 6. We take it all off the negative sign. So that leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Positive. It's a positive 8. It's a positive 8x. And that will be your answer. Okay? I'm going to take those off. Okay, so number 4. Okay, number 4 says we have to multiply. So it's going to be x plus 3 times 3x minus 2. So we're going to write that down. X plus 3 and 3x minus 2. Okay. Now we're going to put this on our mat. Okay. It says x plus 3. Remember, this is a x. And it says plus 3. Okay. So you can line them up like this. Or you can line them up like this. whatever you prefer. Let's just put it here for now. Okay? You gotta make sure they're nice and neat when you lay them down. Okay? And then it says 3x minus 2. So this is an x. You gotta get 2 more. Okay. Make sure they're nice and neat. It's kind of over. And then it says subtract 2. So does it go up here? No, because that's positive. So it has to go this way. And it's 2 of them. Goes this way. Okay? Now when we multiply, does it look like this? Like x times x? Will this look okay? Like that? If we just keep lining it up. And just keep lining them up. Make sure they're nice and neat. Does this look okay? See, I gotta get it over. You see how there's a gap? Like if I put another one, it's gonna be too much. And if I take that away, it's gonna be too less. That will not work. The length here is good, but the width is so small, so that's not gonna work. But this will. You see how the length matches there and the width matches here? That's perfect. And x times x is x squared. So that's perfect. Okay? So you got 1. You see how you have another one that's same length, same width? That means another one. And this one up here, same thing's happening. So another one. Okay, so we got that completed. Now, what happens over here? This is a 1s. And this is an x here. So will this be okay if I do this? I know the width of this is perfect, but the length doesn't match. And if I keep doing this with 1s, just like that. You see how it's kind of off right there? If I add another one, it's too much. And without that one, it's too less. It's not going to work. Oh, what about this one? Oh, see how the width is perfect? And the length is perfect with that? That will work. X times 1 is x. Okay? So, this one's good. There's going to be another one here. Because it's the same thing. This is the same thing up here. And I can just keep going. Because that's the same thing. And this is the same thing. It just keeps going. Just make sure it's nice and neat. There you go. Okay. Now, am I finished? No, because I still have these -2. So we have to do the same thing that we did up here, down here, because -2's, he's outside. So we have to do the same thing. So this is 1s. This is an x. Is this okay again? No, because we already discovered it has it has the length of this, but it don't have the same width. These don't work. This will. It's perfect. There's one. And then when we run into this side, 1 times 1 is just going to be 1. 1 times 1 is going to be 1. And we got another one. Okay? And then we had the same problem here. We had this one times that. Well, that's going to be an x again. And then 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Now, we take these away. And this is what we're left with. 1, 2, 3. 3x squared. How many x's? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So plus 11x. And then how many ones? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this is tricky. This is really tricky. You gotta pay attention. Oh, so we messed up on this one. We have a positive 3x squared. On the x, see how it was tricky? These were positive and these were negative. It's really, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's positive 9x, but negative 2x. And then this will be negative 6. Okay? Now we're gonna simplify that a little more because these two can combine. So 3x squared. What is 9 minus 2? Well, it's going to be positive 7x because see how the bigger number is a positive? That means we're going to take what the bigger sign is. The bigger number with that same sign. But we're still subtracting. So it's going to be a positive 7x. And then this goes there. So this should be the answer. But we can double check it. Let's take all this off. Let's just do a quick FOIL. X times 3x. It is 3x squared. And then x times negative 2. It's a negative 2x. 3 times 3x. That's a positive 9x. Positive 3 times negative 2. That is a negative 6. Again, we want to combine like terms. So we're going to simplify this a little more. So it's going to be 3x squared and then negative 2 plus 9x. The bigger number, that's what sign we're going to use, what the bigger number has. So it's going to be a positive 7x and then minus 6. That matches. So that worked. Okay? And now that's for number 4. Okay? Question number 5. We're going to divide. Okay? So we got 2x squared minus x divided by 2x minus 1. Okay, so how are we going to do this? This is different from multiplication. So we're going to put this on the mat. We're going to put 2x squared minus x on the mat. Okay. So 2x squared. That means 2 of these. And let's focus. Is it a positive or negative? It's a positive, so it can go over here. Okay? And then it says minus x. Remember this is the x. And it said negative. Subtracting. That means it goes over here. Okay? I don't know if it's going to go like that or what. I'm just setting it up. Okay? And it says divide. Okay? 2x. So I got 2x minus 1. Okay? We're just gonna put it here somewhere. Okay? We're just setting it up. So 1, 2, that's 2x minus 1. Does the 1 go over here? No. Because it's not a positive. It is a negative. So it has to go on this side. Now I think I did it perfectly. Okay? It lines up really perfect. But I did this random. It's kind of like a guess and check. Okay? So, what looks like what can go there? An X looks like it can fit in right there. And there's nothing over here or over here, so I don't have to add no more over here. That X looks like it was the answer. But we're going to double check on that. And this is how we're going to double check. So 5 was divide 2x squared minus x. That's our final. But over here we're going to do full. Okay. 2x minus 1. And we're going to times it, x? To see if we get this answer. Because this is the opposite. Multiplication is opposite of divide. So we're going to do this. So 2x multiplied to x is going to be 2x squared. Then negative 1 times x would be negative x. It matches with that. So it works. Okay? So that's the answer. It's going to be x. Okay? Okay? So number 6, we're going to factor x squared plus 4x plus 3. So let's write that on paper. Okay. We factor x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay, first we're going to multiply a times c. Now let's label them. This is going to be a, this is going to be b, and this is going to be c. So a what's in front of the x is going to be a 1. B is what's in front of the x is going to be a 4. C is going to be 3. Okay? Okay? Now, so that's the first step. What is A times C? So A was 1 and C was 3. So it's going to be 3. Okay? 2. We're going to list out factor of production. Okay? So we're going to write our little list. Factors. And added. Okay? So all we can do is 1 times 3 because 3 is a prime number. That's all you can do. Okay? So the third step is add. Add the factors. Add the factors and look for the pair that adds to B. Okay? So over here, we're going to do 1 plus 3 in it, and this is B. 1 plus 3 will be 4. So this will work. It works. Well, that's good because that was our only option. Okay? So the fourth step is replace the BX term with 2 terms made up of the factors from 3 above. Okay? So we're going to write it up here. We're going to separate them. So this was the original. We're going to split B. Okay? So we got 2x. This is what we splitted them. So this is going to be an x, and this is going to be 3x. So plus x plus 3x, and then our C was plus 3. Okay? So the fifth step is factor by grouping. Okay? So how we're going to do that is see what do they have in common here and what they have in common here. You have to split them like that, the factor by grouping. Okay? So you look at this and you think about what do they have in common. The only thing they have in common right here is an x. So you take an x from both of them. And that leaves x plus 1. Okay, now you do the same thing over here. What do they have in common? The only thing they have in common is a 3. So plus 3, open parentheses, it would be x. Okay, 3 divided by 3 is going to be 1. So plus 1. Okay? Sixth step is factor out greatest common factor. Okay, that means we're going to take that and it's going to be x plus 3. And this, see how they had those both in common? It's going to be x plus 1. Now let's see if we get the right answer when we put it on the mat. So here's our mat. we got x plus 3 and x plus 1. And we're going to multiply them and see if we got the original answer they had before. Okay? Okay, so we got x plus 3. And it does not matter if I put it here or if I put it here. And I'm just going to put it here. So x plus 3. Okay? Make sure it's nice and neat. Okay? And then x plus 1. So this is our x. And then this is plus 1. It's not subtracting, so it doesn't go over here, and those weren't subtracting, it's not going to go over there. It's positive, it stays over here. So x times x is x squared. Okay. X times 1 is going to be x. Okay. 1 times x is going to be 1x. 1 times x is going to be x again. 1 times x is x again. And then up here is 1 times 1. So it's going to be just 1. Same thing with these two. Okay. Make sure it matches. Make sure it's neat. Okay. Now we're going to take these away that we multiply. And what are we left with? X squared. We have only one x squared. If we look at original, we did have an x squared, so that's right. And then how many x do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And that matches 4x. And then how many ones do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. And that matches here. So that does work. Okay. Okay, let's take those off. Now we're going to do number 7. Number 7, we're also going to factor again, but with this problem. 5x squared minus 14x minus 3. We're going to write it. 5x squared minus 14x minus 3. And we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. So number 1, we're going to multiply A times C. Okay, so A, this is A, B, C. A is going to be 5, B is going to be -4. Be careful with that negative. C is going to be -3, also negative. Okay, so A times C. Okay, A is 5 and C is -3. That's going to be a -15. Okay, number 2. List out factor of production. Okay, so I'm going to draw factors. And this is going to be our add-in. That's the next step. Okay, so 1 times 15. 3 times 5. And that's all you can do. Okay, So that's our factors. 3 will add the factors and look for the pair that adds to B. Okay, so that means we're going to do 1 plus 15. That's going to equal 16, which is too big. We're going to do 3 plus 5, which is going to be 8. Too little. Now we can do this. We could say -1 times 15. Oh, yes, that would work because we need a -15 up here. We didn't need it a positive, so those wouldn't work anyways. So what is -1 plus 15? And that's going to be -14. And see what B is? It's a -14, so this will work. Okay? Number 4 is we're gonna replace the BX term with 2 terms made up of the factors from 3 above, like we did on the last one. So that means we're going to get 5x squared, and we're going to break them. So this is going to be -x, -x, and this is going to be a positive. Ooh, that's not going to work. Because see how the 14 was a negative? That means the bigger number has to be a negative. So this is going to have to be a positive. Okay, that's why you have to really watch your signs, because you can easily mess up. Okay, so this is going to be a -15x. And then -3. Okay, so number 5, you're going to factor by grouping. Okay, just like we did last time. Okay, we're going to see what they have in common, and we're going to see what they have in common. Okay, what do they have in common here? It's just going to be an x, which is going to leave 5x plus 1. Because x divided by x is going to be 1. Okay, and then here, see how they both have a negative in common? We could take a negative out. And see how they both can divide 3? We could take a 3 out. And then that would leave 5x plus 1. Because -3 divided by -3 would be +1. Okay? Number 6. Factor